7,000 people lost nearly everything they owned in the Ivanhoe Dam flood. All thought they'd be compensated when dam operators were found to be at fault. Now another blow.
It's just a joke, it's a circus. This is, for 10 years, this has been a circus.
A lot of people are still suffering, they're upset and now they're angry.
All we could see was water. We knew our house was under there, but you couldn't see it.
It was a 1 in 100 year flood, fast and ferocious, but in part avoidable.
The flood engineers comprehensively failed to apply the manual throughout the flood event.
When Ivanhoe Dam, northwest of Brisbane, spilled in 2011, it devastated thousands. So Frank, this is your home here. How high did the floodwater come up?
Completely over the roof. Not that we could see the house, but I don't think you could have seen the TV aerial too, because only the power lines way at the top of that power pole would have been visible.
Frank Beaumont's home in Goodna was destroyed. This was his house just days into the clean-up.
I don't have gyprock. We don't have money.
For years, he's been known as Shirtless Frank after he fled his home just in shorts and shoes. He joined nearly 7,000 Queenslanders in a multi-million-dollar class action against the dam operators, Sunwater and SEQ Water. In November last year, there were emotional scenes and jubilation when the judge ruled in their favour. The court found the management of the dam was negligent in the lead up to the floods when the operators failed to take into account rainfall forecasts in the days leading up to it. Principal lawyer for Morris Blackburn, Rebecca Gilsonen.
They have proven that their suspicions were right, that the government and its instrumentalities were negligent and they were flooded unnecessarily.
But now those happy days have again turned to anger for these residents.
It's unbelievable. There are 2 state government-owned water corporations. They're appealing the decision that we thought we'd won a year ago.
Local councillor Paul Tully's home was also destroyed in the floods. He's part of the class action. But now with the appeal lodged, the next court hearing isn't until May 2021.
If they lose, they could take it to the High Court, so this could drag on for another 2 or 3 years.
When the judge ruled in favour of the victims last year, the Queensland Premier confidently came out stating the government wanted compensation to be paid as quickly as possible.
The state is not appealing.
But SEQ Water and Sunwater, government-owned entities, are appealing.
For the state to be seeking to get the benefit of that in circumstances where the state, in the lead up to an election, has sought the benefit of saying that it's not appealing is very frustrating for our clients, to say the least.
It is the insurers that have said, we need you to appeal. Now, I think the state government should have put their foot down.
Mediation talks were held last month, but they broke down after the state-owned SEQ Water and Sunwater sought a discount on the assessment loss per person, offering far less in compensation than what was expected. Now they want to individually assess the near 7,000 claimants.
That's one of the dumbest legal things I've ever encountered, because most people lost their receipts, they lost everything they had in their homes, so it's going to be very difficult to prove.
This was 9 years ago. Any receipts I had for any of my belongings are now in the Brisbane River.
Rod Kelly is also part of the class action. His Darra home was destroyed when water went up to the roof. Rod's insurer refused to honour his claim, leaving him almost bankrupt.
I had to get credit cards. I'm still paying off credit cards to this day for a repair of a house that I don't even have anymore.
January marks a decade since the floods. Now victims fear it could be many more years before they see a cent in compensation.
After that last letter, I feel sick sitting here right now, potentially 10 more years.
You can't flood southeast Queensland and, expect that the bill will be small. So it's hundreds of millions of dollars.
All the victims feel if the government wanted to step in and settle now, it could.
Really? Like, the Premier has the power to shut down a state when it's COVID, but for whatever reason she's not willing to use her power to pull two companies owned by the state government into line with this.
The next hearing is 7 months away. Sunwater, SEQ Water and the Queensland Government refused to answer a number of our questions because the matter's before court. Their statements are on our website.